water. Let me get my Wawa. I gotta fix my lighting too. I forgot to grab my water before I started this. I gotta grab my water. Hold on, let me grab it real quick. And ignore the junk behind me once again. I'm in the process of moving some things around because I'm setting up a PC. That's what I wanted to do. So I'm setting up a PC. And since I'm setting up my PC, there's just things sitting around. So we'll get that together when we get everything else together. But I hope all is well with everyone. I'm gonna get started in just a second as soon as I get myself together. I don't know why. I feel like today has been a struggle, but we're getting there. We're getting there. But we're gonna be talking about being a guinea pig for the industry because don't we love the fact that these folks be a guinea pig? And by these folks, I mean y'all. Y'all be a guinea pig. Y'all don't even realize it because I was a guinea pig once, was sitting there just eating any and everything that they put out. They come out with all these new Oreos, they come out with these new cereals and everything else, and y'all the guinea pigs. Y'all are like, ooh, this is new, and you get it and you grab it and you put it in the fridge, you go eat it, you eat it all in one day, whatever, because it's something that you enjoy. You like your Oreos, you enjoy your Captain Crunch. They come out with these special editions and everything else to keep you buying and, marketing. And so you don't realize the fact that you are a guinea pig to this new product, though. That's what you don't get. You don't put two and two together. The fact that you are a guinea pig and they're playing with your health, and they know that they're playing with your health because they change these ingredients, they change these formulas, and you think, oh, okay, they changed it. Let me see how it tastes. But you don't flip it around and look at the back of it and see the fact that they've added all these additives, all these fillers, all these toxins inside of it. So you're sitting there eating something that you love to eat, not realizing you're a guinea pig. Not realizing that they're using you as a test subject. They're using you to see, will they crave this and buy this more than the other one? Will they get the strawberry shortcake Oreos over the mint chocolate chip Oreos? Like, you have to sit here and realize that we know good marketing. We know that. I'm not doubting you on that. You know good marketing. But you have to realize that you were the guinea pig to this marketing and they're profiting off of you. It's not just the kids because they use all these cute characters and all these pretty colors. You, as the person that is making this hard-earned money and spending your hard-earned money, you are being used. And it's more than just the product. You're being used to also test to see, will they crave this one more because it has citric acid in it? Will they crave this one more because it has titanium dioxide in it? And you don't sit there and do any discerning thought when you're buying. So you're sitting there thinking like, oh, they changed the ingredients on this. Ooh, they have a new strawberry shortcake in this. Not realizing that it has tons of natural flavors in it that are not regulated. Because when they use things and they say that it has natural flavors, no artificial flavors in it, you do realize the fact that those natural flavors that they're using, and this is something that I learned when I was in high school by doing a little research paper. I think I was in middle school actually, just doing a research paper. And I wasn't even on the health journey that I am. I didn't know anything about the health that I know now. And so I was sitting there and doing this research and was like, that's kind of crazy as a young child thinking about this and talking to my teacher about it, because I was like, is this legally allowed? And she was like, yes, it is. They don't have to sit there and tell you the fact that they take, which it's research, it's out there, you can go look, but they don't have to tell you. They take the natural flavoring, they take the natural. So let's say it's an apple, it's an orange, or whatever else. They take the natural from its environment, they use it, and yes, they get the nice natural juice from it when they get their artificial or their natural flavors, non-artificial flavors. They get that natural, they take it, and they chemically extract it. So they take all of the natural flavor that they need out of the original product, and that's where they get the natural from. And then now they go through the process of stripping it down to I think the basics of the bare of like what makes it its actual taste, and then they add chemicals to it. Like, they strip it down to the base of the bare minimum of exactly what it is, what the taste is, what they need, what cell or bacteria or whatever else, And then they add chemicals to it. They enhance the flavor with chemicals, even though it already had its natural flavor and everything it needed originally. They strip it down and then add chemicals to it. And they add these chemicals to it to make you crave it more, to make your chemical balance off. So then now you're sitting here not realizing that, hey, I'm full, and your receptors are off. They do all of these different things and use you as a guinea pig. And this is a prime example. They sit there and know that natural flavor that you get from fruits and vegetables, not only one is going to help your body realize when you're full and regulate and keep you chemically balanced, but it also keeps you from over consuming their product and over buying their product. And so now they know that, and they're like, how do I get you to buy more, eat more, and to spend with our company more, because you're literally chemically balanced and chemically trained to crave our product, which you're gonna go buy, because if you're craving something, you're gonna go get it. Because that's just how you've trained yourself to think, I have a craving, let me feed that craving. I need some dopamine, let me go eat. I need some dopamine, let me go get some sugar. You've trained yourself to do that, and these companies know that. And so now here they are, which they've been doing this for years, but they're ramping up the process of them profiting off of you not realizing and being a guinea pig and then testing on you. Then putting that natural flavors is a prime example of the fact that they know that they can literally throw off your chemical balance enough to make you sit here and not have a discerning thought, not realize the fact that you are poisoning yourself with these toxins. Because when something is stripped of its natural design and its natural healthy properties and added with chemicals, you do have to understand that these toxins store inside of your body, and these toxins lead you to having inflammation. And inflammation feeds diseases and illnesses, which leads you to having cancer. So stop being the guinea pig and realize the fact that you being the guinea pig is making you diseased. It's making you ill. It's making your loved ones ill. It's making you pass these habits on to children that eventually or are born with the disease or the illness that you have going on. It's not generationally passed down. You are not sitting there inheriting diabetes because your grandma had it. You keep passing down the terrible habits in your family and keep doing those terrible habits and we're not reparenting, but rather reiterating and rewarding the terrible habit that you have, which is keeping you in the space of being ill and diseased. Instead of you reparenting and reprogramming the habits to realize the fact that society is treating you like a guinea pig. You deserve real whole food. You deserve to know how to take care of your body. You deserve to be sitting here understanding how to cleanse and to detox without dietary supplements, without diet culture, without you sitting here having to be a test subject. Because there are no amount of surgeries, there's no amount of prescriptions, no amount of supplements that they can give you that is going to give you the health that you need without you changing your habits. There are no amount of any band-aids that they give you with diet culture without you changing your food habits to healthy ones and using food as your medicine. There's no amount of supplements that are going to support you no matter how much working out you do if you do not have the correct food habits that you need. You sitting here and using any kind of product is another example. You sitting here, especially for men, you out here and you're using your 3-in-1, 10-in-1, whatever else, and washing your whole body with it. And then you don't even flip it around. So you've been washing your face. You've been washing your intimate parts. You've been washing all of your lymphatic system in this 3-for-1 wash, 10-in-1, whatever else. And you don't realize the fact that it has tons of chemicals in it for them to be able to clean your body. And so you're wiping from head to toe in chemicals. And your hair is absorbing that, which is connected to your brain. Your face is absorbing that, which is connected to your lymphatic system. All of your body is connected to some system that all functions together, that all supports each other. And you are consuming chemicals either through your skin or through the foods and the products that you're eating and the products that you're using. And so you have to sit here and understand where the imbalance is coming from and where the poison is coming from. And once you sit here and assess the actions that you have that have been passed down, and you realize the fact that you have been misled, you are poisoning yourself, and these companies know that they are poisoning you with these ingredients, this is when you get to the space of where do we do, what do we do, how do we get here? How do we get to the space of holistically healing? How do I get to the space of supporting my body and not being toxic on the inside? How do I stop being a guinea pig? That's what will lead you to. Once you start to address what is going on and what is not supporting you, that's how you get to the, okay, how am I going to switch so that I'm no longer a guinea pig? How do I support myself so these companies are not profiting off of me not knowing? How do I stop myself from sitting here being overloaded with toxins? How do I stop myself from passing these terrible generational habits down any longer? Because this is no longer going to run in my family. The toxic habits, because the illness and the disease does not run in your family. You have been misled. You sitting here taking all of these different new pills, these new prescriptions, you sitting here thinking that birth control is supporting you because you have painful menstrual cycles. You sitting here thinking that you getting an IUD is going to keep you in a healthy state because you don't want to be pregnant, because you don't want to sit here and have any more menstrual cycles every single month. Maybe you want to do it 3 months, whatever. Not realizing the fact that you are throwing off your hormonal balance, which is throwing off your internal systems, because your hormones balance your entire body. And when your hormones are not regulated, that's when you have instability with your anxiety, with your depression, with your panic attacks. When you sit here and you develop different type of diseases like fibroids and cysts and infertility issues. This is when you develop the IBS symptoms. You have gut related issues. It's all because your hormonal balance has been thrown off, and you internally are so imbalanced that your body has nothing else to do besides fight itself. When your body is in a fight or flight state because you are not giving it the nutrients that it needs, because you are nutrient deficient. Yes, you're full. Yes, you're feeding your body, but you're nutrient deficient. This is when you start to have a bunch of imbalances. When you have nutrient deficiency inside of your body, more likely than not, you're built up with toxins and your body is trying to fight the toxins more than it's able to absorb and regulate the nutrition that you are feeding your body, if you're even giving your body nutrition. Because let's talk about it. Majority of people don't even know the fact that when you go to fast food places, when you go to restaurants, they don't have to tell you that the food has GMOs. They don't have to tell you that their food is GMO. Their meat, their produce, their sides, whatever, they don't have to tell you that it's GMO. GMOs throw off your hormonal balance. GMOs feed diseases inside of your body, and it especially feeds cancer. There have been multiple studies that come out, and people are arguing that GMOs are safe. But there are multiple studies that talk about, and they tell you that GMOs literally sit there and feed a cancer cell because it replicates itself, and the cell itself replicates more outside of the cancer cells that replicate themselves. It replicates itself to feed the cancer. So it's literally working double time like a teammate to help it. And so you sit here and you realize, and you just sit here and just observe how sick society is, how cancer is rapidly rising, as well as chronic illnesses and other diseases. And that's when you'll be released and realize the fact that it's like, thanks for the follow, that you have been deceived and you are being used as a guinea pig. We are the guinea pig generation when it comes to GMOs. If you were, if you were older generation, if you're, right now, 60s, I want to say if you're in your 60s, I even think, 60s, 70s, 80s babies, even, not 80s babies, 80-year-olds, all of you down to the 1-year-olds right now, the babies, the infants, we are the guinea pig generation when it comes to GMOs. We are the guinea pigs of society when it comes to GMOs. And so we have to realize the fact that, like, we have to make the connections. And making the connections is going to keep us in a healthy state. Making the connections is going to release us from being a guinea pig for these people that do not care about us. You don't deserve to be a guinea pig and being used. You are a person. You don't deserve to be sitting here filled up with toxins because you don't realize how toxic the foods that you're eating are. You don't deserve to not be able to take care of yourself or be in a healthy state because you've never been taught that, or you don't know how to because everybody in your family eats crap. You don't deserve to be sitting here using your vessel in a negative light, in a negative space, because you have no other way to express how to fill your body and to get the nourishment that you need, when in reality you're not getting nourishment because you don't know how to nourish your body, because you've never been taught. You've been told, eat your vegetables. You've been told to eat meat and dairy. You've been told to eat fruit. but you've never been shown how to take care of your body. You've never been shown the fact that there are plenty of studies and tests that link the fact that red meat, chicken especially, and all these different other meats that are common to us that we eat on a regular basis are toxic to us and how they feed disease. Especially chicken. And I just want to say especially chicken again. Chicken, because everybody was to say, well, I only eat chicken or I only eat seafood. Chicken feeds cancer specifically and type 2 diabetes. Sea life is coming up with cancer. Marine life is not safe. They're filled with microplastics and they're suffering right now. There are whales that are breaching themselves on purpose. There are animals that are deep sea dwellers that are literally pulling themselves to the surface and unaliving themselves on purpose. All because they're using our society currently right now as a guinea pig, because they're literally dumping chemicals in our ocean and saying the fact that they don't want to be used for weapon weapon warfare or whatever it is, so they dump it in the ocean. Instead of them realizing that we need a better system when it comes to regulating and understanding the fact that the reason why we can't get rid of all the crap that we have literally coming out of our body and going through our sewage system, which is filtered into our ocean, by the way, it's dropped out into our ocean. Not realizing the fact that we're eating so many preservatives, that's the reason why we can't get rid of the toxic waste. Because when you are actually eating correctly the way that you need to, your body is in a healthy state. The poop that you are releasing is going to decompose. The things that you're releasing in the body, from the body into the toilet, is going to decompose. Let's just really think about it. It's going to decompose, and it's going to decompose fast, because you see the fruits and the vegetables that you get that you complain about how they're so expensive and they never last, how fast they mold and get ready to get to the decomposition stage. So you know how quickly that is. So why is the waste that comes out of your body not doing the same? Because you're not eating anything that actually breaks down. Because you're not consuming anything that actually molds and is natural. You're eating foods full of preservatives, foods that can literally last on the shelves for years. And that's the same thing inside of your body. You have to make the connection and you have to think about it. If you were eating a preservative that can literally keep food on the shelf, because this is not real food, for years on end on the shelf or in your cabinet, in your pantry. Yes, I understand emergency food, but I'm talking about regular consumption. What do you think it's doing inside of your body, especially if you never cleanse or detox, or you don't know how to? What do you think it's doing inside of your body if you've always believed in what society has deemed as normal, or with these food pyramids and these my plates, and doing what they tell you and not understanding how to cleanse holistically and release these toxins through the foods that you're consuming and using food as your medicine? What do you think your insides are looking like? And I'm going to tell you what they look like, because they've talked about it and they've done studies. Once again, it's all about just doing a little educational research. They're literally doing autopsies on bodies currently. It's been a couple of months since I've seen the article, so it's been some months, talking about two different things. One thing is how, I saw this last year, I believe, how our internal organs are literally preserved like mummies, like they're mummified. A lot of us, especially the younger generations, they're preserved and mummified. And the reason why they're preserved and mummified is because we're eating a bunch of preservatives, because we're eating a bunch of additives that are supposed to be in our food to preserve the food. But you are what you eat. And let's just dive in a little deeper. You are what you use. Let's just really think about it. Your skin absorbs anything within 24 seconds of coming in contact with it. You use candles, you use perfumes, all the smell goods, we love them, but they're filled with chemicals. If you're not using something from a natural source, it's filled with chemicals. And so looking and doing some research into that, because I was doing my research on perfume, they are literally sitting there talking about the fact that Lysol, Febreze, all your little favorite smell goods that are supposed to be disinfectants for the air, they used to market, I think it was Febreze? Lysol. Lysol used to be a feminine hygiene product. They used to tell you to spray that on your intimate parts. Keep that in mind. If you are not part of that generation, keep that in mind. Because I didn't know. That was something new that I found out. And on top of that, they're finding out that people's bodies, because your liver is what, it filters, it detoxifies, it's cleansing your body going along with your kidneys. They work hand in hand. They're doing research and they're finding out in these autopsies, they're cutting these bodies open and realizing the fact, or not realizing, but discovering the fact that when they open the liver, it smells like Febreze, it smells like Lysol on the inside, it smells like Clorox wipes. Why do you think that is? You're going around your home, you're spraying your environment with Lysol and Febreze, you're sitting there having your plug-ins, and that's what your liver smells like. It's storing inside of you. And as shocking as it is, because it's shocking, what are you going to do about it? That's the thing. And it's not like I can't do anything. I don't know what to say. There are options. There are plenty of different ways for you to release the hold of these chemicals. Because just how you love your smell goods, think about the fact that that is absorbing and staying inside of your liver to the point where it's emitting a smell. There is no reason for us to be poisoned the way that we are. And I'm not blaming anybody here. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not blaming anybody. I don't want you to feel like that you have to be living the life that I live, but I want you to understand the fact that, like, you are doing it to yourself because of the lack of knowledge that you have on the situation. And it's not your fault that you're poisoned, but it is time for us to wake up and to stop sitting here being complacent, because we don't deserve it. We don't deserve to be sitting here poisoning ourselves. We don't deserve to be sitting here smelling in our liver like Febreze and Lysol and plug-ins. We don't deserve to be sitting here not realizing the fact that those smells that we spray in the air, whether it's a perfume or it's a disinfectant spray or it's bleach or whatever else, literally lingers for hours, and we know that we go nose blind to smells. But when you have plug-ins, especially, they were talking about the same thing for people with plug-ins. When y'all have plug-ins and y'all leave those in and you plug them in every single day, you light your favorite candle every single day, that's what your liver smells like. That's what your liver is absorbing. Whether you use soy wax or you use any type of alternative wax, if you're not using something that is actually healthy, like coconut wax, beeswax, when you're lighting these candles and it doesn't have essential oils in it, you're lighting inflammation and smelling it and absorbing it. The same thing with your perfumes. You're spraying it on all of your lymph nodes, your thyroid, like you're spraying it on all your intimate parts for it to be absorbed into your bloodstream. Think about that. It's time for you to release it. And there are plenty of alternatives, whether you make it at home or you buy it from a more expensive company, because y'all will spend, $80, $90s, $100 on an expensive perfume and spray the heck out of it. But somebody tells you that it has no chemicals in it and you have to spend $80 or $90 on it, and it's not the same as your Marc Jacobs, your Dior, or whatever else. Now you have something to say about it and you want to argue and you want to defend it. But that's what your liver smells like. And if you're sitting there spraying something that has chemicals in it, your liver is filled with a chemical spray. That's not okay. It's not okay. You deserve better, and I want better for you. So that's why I'm here to spread the information that I have and to give you the education that I have to spread, and to the knowledge that I have to educate you and to spread it. That's what I was trying to say. Excuse me. Because I was once there. I was one of those people that I didn't know what I was doing to my body. I didn't know how to support my body. I didn't know what was happening with our industry when it comes to the food, with the products that we use. I didn't really understand what they were doing with GMOs. I started doing research and started learning about GMOs in 2020, but I didn't know how deep it really was going to go. And so when I got on my health journey in, I think 2021, like October 2021, because it's about to be 4 years, I was really like, wow, that's the reason why I'm having weight fluctuation. That's the reason why I developed asthma in high school and nobody in my family has asthma. Like, that's the reason why I had knee pain in 4th grade. Like, literally just connecting the dots and finding where these things were stemming from. It made me realize how inflamed my body was because of all the toxins that were in my life. I was quick to spray some bleach on something. I was quick to sit there and put some perfume, literally spraying perfume down before I go to school and everything else all down my body. literally sitting here using feminine washes. I was on birth control for a year. That threw me off completely. Was taking all types of painful, like menstrual cycle pain pills and all these different things that were not actually supporting my body, not realizing that I was making myself more inflamed than what I already was from the food that I was eating. Because I was eating hot chips at 8 a.m. I was eating sugary cereal. I loved dairy. I literally was sitting there eating so much toxic crap. My Little Debbie's, ramen, sitting here just eating all these foods that, yes, they taste good, but they're not good for you. And now I'm sitting here, one, don't have any of those cravings that I used to have because I retrained and reprogrammed my body's craving mechanisms, which is your brain, literally. And the same thing with how you eat every day at 10 o'clock so your stomach growls. You can retrain that. Skip a couple of meals at 10 o'clock and don't eat until 12:30. Now your stomach is going to start growling at 12:30. That's what I did with food. But at the same time, I enjoyed the process. I didn't just jump in and do like diets, how you know you don't like it, you know you don't want to do it. And so when you're doing diet culture, what happens? You get into the space of not wanting to do it anymore, and you're like, I don't want to eat this plain chicken. I don't want to sit here and eat a whole plate of plain vegetables. I don't want to eat this salad. And so you're complaining and you're unhappy. But you're believing in diet culture, not realizing that it takes a lifestyle change. A lifestyle change looks like you realizing that the habits that you have are not going to support you. That negative mindset that you're having is not going to support you. Realizing the fact that it all starts with you reparenting your habits and shifting your mindset. And when you shift your mindset, the habits or actions are going to follow that are going to lead you to a healthy lifestyle. You're going to start realizing the fact that a salad isn't gross. You just don't know how to make the correct salad. You don't need chicken for you to get protein. You don't need meat for protein. There are plenty of different alternatives and healthy lifestyle choices that you can make that are not only taste good, not only feel good, but support your body in healing, because your body is a healing vessel. That's one thing. First of all, let's just even touch on that. You'll realize that your body is able to heal. No prescription is needed. No medication is needed. No pharmaceutical is needed for you to heal. Yes, you can go to the doctor. Yes, you can get a diagnosis. Yes, you can get all the tests and blood samples, whatever else you want to do to get done to realize what's going on. But once you realize and you get the confirmation of, yes, I have insulin resistance. Yes, I have low iron. I need more magnesium. Now is the time for you to use food as your medicine and understand how to support your body. Stop being a guinea pig with prescriptions. Stop sitting here thinking that you have to take a prescription or a medication or use diet culture for you to be healthy. That's a momentary band-aid that is leading you to imbalances. And imbalances make your body off. They throw off your systems. This is how you sit there and get chronic constipation, chronic diseases. This is how you sit there and develop IBS. This is how you sit there and you develop high blood pressure. You have all types of insulin resistance and iron deficiencies and vitamin C and vitamin D deficiencies. Like, you have to realize it's because you're not using food correctly. You're using it as something to fill your body instead of using it as something to fuel you. And fuel looks like you understanding the fact that a plant-based plate is not gross. A plant-based plate is not going to be the worst thing that you've ever eaten. And that's so disgusting. Because everything that you love has seasoning. That's it. It's all seasoning. You're not going to sit there and put chicken in the oven and eat it as is. You're not going to pull the chicken out of the pack and eat it raw. And if you do, you're a different breed. You sit there, you put time and effort into it. You prep the chicken, you prep the steak, you soak the steak, you marinate it. You do all these different things. You put love into it. Because that's just what it is. When you're sitting there cooking and you get a home cooked meal, you know love was put into it. That's what you do with your meals. You don't just sit there and slap it together and hope it tastes good. You actually put a little effort into it. You sit there and you load your plate up. If you know that you like fries, but you like your fries to be loaded, so you're going to sit there and you're going to get your ketchup and you're going to get your whatever that you like to put on top of it, your avocados. You like to sit there and put honey mustard or whatever else and throw it all together and make you a little like dirty wild fried plate or whatever. You don't just sit there and eat the fries plain by themselves or eat the potatoes straight from the ground. You prep it. You make sure it's in a space that you like. If you like to sit there and eat your marinated steaks in balsamic vinegar or whatever else with rice on the side, you can make that plant-based. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. You just have to know how to do it. You just have to know what proteins to substitute. If you love meat so much because you have to get your protein because you are a gains guy or a gains girl, or you just sit there and you worry about your protein because you don't want to be malnourished, or you're worried about your vitamin C or B12 or whatever else. Every single nutrient that you need can come from a plant-based source, as well as the fact that you can get more protein from eating plant-based. And I mean that wholeheartedly. You don't have to take any type of what are those things, powders, supplements, all those different things. They're not needed. You can use them when you're using food as medicine. You can when you're doing what you need to be doing, but you don't have to. I don't. I'm not sitting here malnourished. I'm not sitting here with insulin resistance like I was. I'm not sitting here iron deficient like I was before. I'm not sitting here suffering. But you have to understand that in order for you to end the suffering, it starts with you getting in the mindset that you are ready to change, that you deserve change. It all starts internally with your mind. Because I was in the space. I didn't know exactly where I was going as far as me being plant-based, but I knew that I wanted to heal. And as I was doing research and as I was educating myself and learning, I realized that healing was not going to come in any other way, shape, or form. No other lifestyle was going to support me. No meat eater that believes in Western medicine and dairy eater that believes in Western medicine or diet culture has ever been able to tell you that they've healed their body in any way, shape, or form. They've never said that. They've never been able to claim that and stay in a healed state at that. But every single person that I know that has gone plant-based and has done it correctly, and not vegan, I'm talking about pure plant-based. I'm not saying raw or anything else, because you can go raw. That's the way for you to go, especially if you have cancer or if you have any serious illnesses. You have to get back to the basics, and that looks like you eating a very bland diet until your body resets itself. But if you are just trying to be preventative, or you have something minor going on inside of your body and you're like, I just need support and I need help and I know it can heal itself, or you know that healing is possible and you believe that your body is a healing vessel, then being plant-based will support you. Being raw, plant-based, or vegan, or whatever else, if you truly can do it, will support you as well, if you're going to stick with it. But doing it momentarily is just going to lead you back to the lifestyle that you currently have right now of suffering. But if you truly believe that change is possible and healing is possible and you are ready for it, I can support you in doing that. I have an amazing program that will support you. That program was 12 weeks or 6 weeks. You can opt in to either which one. And it will walk you step by step truly how to go exactly the way that I did. Step by step strategy, so there's no challenges, there's no stumbling blocks, there's no issues with you getting into the lifestyle of you being plant-based. And if you're not ready for that program, I completely understand, because not everybody's there, not everybody is ready. But if you are ready, that program will support you. If you are ready for a shift and a change and you need that strategy of just literally just walking into the lifestyle, that program is going to support you. But if you are not ready, and I completely understand, and maybe you're just like, I just need support of cleansing and releasing. I just need to reset. I do have a cleansing and detoxing bundle as well. It's 7 books total, thanks for the follow, that is going to support you in understanding how to take care of your body. And it's going to support you in not only releasing fully in your body, but it also gives you a template guide walking you through, so there is no confusion, there's no struggle in between, and truly is something that you can fall back on whenever you need to cleanse or release. And that will allow you to stay in a healthy state. That will allow you to understand how to use food as your medicine and get into the space of doing so. And if you are like, I don't know, I just need like somebody to talk to, I need a consultation, I need a one-on-one, I need to have somebody as accountability and just to give me what is going on. Let's say you're suffering from diabetes and you need a tailored strategy for your diabetes, or you have high blood pressure and you need something that's tailored to you because you're on a number of prescriptions, or maybe you're worried. I do have one-on-ones. You can book a one-on-one with me, because that also will truly support me in not only knowing what is going on with you and giving you a tailored strategy to support you, but it'll also get you in the space of understanding there's nothing to fear. They've only sat there and misled you and made you believe that you have to fear holistic medicine and holistic healing because Western medicine wanted to make a quick buck. And now they've made more than just a quick buck. They've made billions and trillions of dollars off of you not knowing and being their guinea pig. and they're ready to keep collecting. And so they have to keep throwing in the fear. And I'm not saying that you have to take a whole bunch of herbs like I do, because all of these up here, minus that's some gum. But all of this is herbs. And I don't even really take them that often. Like, I've literally had this for at least a year, I want to say. I don't even take all the herbs that are behind me. I do interchangeably. I don't take them that often. Yes, they are my medicine, but I don't need them. If I was living the lifestyle that I was before, yeah, I would need to take them and take them every single day. And even then, that's maintaining. That's not helping you heal. Because when you have terrible habits and you're trying to help it be healed, or to expel it from your life with something like an herb or a prescription or a medication or a supplement or dietary culture, you have to understand that that is a band-aid. That is a maintenance. And when you are maintaining something, you are keeping it alive. So when you are maintaining a disease with high blood pressure medicine, insulin, or whatever else that you have to take, if you are sitting there suffering from painful menstrual cycles and you are having to take a prescription for it, you are maintaining the issue. Yes, maybe it doesn't hurt right now. Yes, maybe your insulin leveled itself out and you balanced. But you are maintaining the issue so that it can cause some more other issues in other places of your body and move around and to stay alive. But if you are healing, that is expelling the toxin, that is releasing that toxin, and that is no longer allowing the toxin to thrive in the environment that it is, so it's gonna want to leave. That's the same thing with parasites. Y'all go out here and you take all of these parasite cleanses and these tinctures and do all these different things and don't realize the fact that, one, the reason why you're so filled up with parasites is because you're toxic on the inside, and that toxin leads you to inflammation, and the parasites are feeding off of that environment. And every time you eat, you are feeding the parasites. If you eat meat, if you consume dairy, if you sit there and don't realize how important it is to cleanse on a regular basis, every time you eat, you are feeding a parasite, and that parasite is thriving and having babies. And so you sit there and you wonder why. Oh my goodness, I've developed IBS. Oh, I have insulin resistance. What's going on with my heart? And why do I have heart disease now? Or high blood pressure? Or why am I anxious all the time? It's because your habits. When you are sitting there throwing off your gut balance every single day because you're eating a whole bunch of junk that does not support your pH in your gut, because you have a whole bunch of parasites that are stored inside of you and thriving off of the food that you're eating, and the lack of digestion, not the lack of digestion, but the slowed down digestive process that is going on inside of you, because you may be going to the bathroom, but you may not be going enough. They're thriving in that environment because now everything is rotting. And so they're in there thriving on the inflammation and the rot because they're like, ooh, I can keep feeding on this. But instead, understand how to support your body and to release these things, and without all the band-aids, so that you can be fully supported. And if you are ready to be fully supported in a lifestyle, come work with me. All my links are in my Instagram, my Facebook, my TikTok is not clickable, but it is there. And you will be able to realize that healing is possible and it's easy. I used to be over 200 pounds, could not get under 190, was suffering from weight fluctuation, and like I said earlier, had other issues with asthma, knee pain, etc. All of that was released when I switched to my lifestyle. It took a lot of trial and error because nobody around me was doing this. I literally was sitting there just trying things. I called myself vegan at first, thanks to the follow, because I did not realize that vegan products do not support me, but being plant-based and eating real whole foods, that supports me. Understanding that if I'm eating fruits and vegetables, that's going to support me. And knowing how to take care of my body correctly by using my food as medicine allowed me to heal. Because you do not deserve to be a guinea pig with the foods that you're consuming, with the products that you're using. Just as how we sit there and advocate, I think that's what the word is, we're advocates for people not using animal testing. You're treating yourself like the animal, being that guinea pig. I got tired of it, and I hope that you are too. Like, I just, like, it's truly just disheartening knowing that people, because people will come in my comments and they want to argue, or they want to sit there and talk about the fact that they're like, you're missing out on all the good, whatever. But it's like, you're missing out on all the healing that your body is able to do and can show you how active and how loving your body is to itself because it loves itself enough to take care of all the crap that you are eating and release it so that you are not unaliving, so that you are not toxic on the inside, so you're not suffering every single day. And if you are suffering from anything going on, it's time for us to get to the root cause of what caused all of these issues. And if you were born with something, it's time for you to take a look at the people that raised you and the people that had you, and look at their habits, not their medical history. Look at their habits, because the disease and illness is not passed down. It's the terrible habits that led them there. It's them not releasing toxins inside of them. Them not understanding how deep that microplastics truly go, but they eat a whole bunch of seafood. And if you do not know, microplastics are being found in fetuses' bodies as well as infants. They're finding that stored inside their fat cells. And an infant barely has any fat as is. They're just now being born. If they're a fetus, they're not even fully developed, and they have microplastics inside of them. And if you don't know what happens with microplastics, or you don't know how deep microplastics go, or you don't know what they do to your body, my Detoxing Guide 1 is going to support you. But I'm just going to dive into to give you a little bit of like what it does. It causes brain fog. It causes learning disabilities. It causes behavioral issues. It causes gut imbalances. And that's just touching on a little bit of what microplastics do. The same thing with you sitting here eating these toxic foods that make you inflamed. It's all connected, and you have to make the connections in order for you to take care of your body. Because if you're not making the connections, you are one of these people who are sitting here just conforming and doing what everybody else is doing. And if you are a religious person and you're conforming to what everybody else is doing in society, you are literally breaking the commandment of Romans 12. When he tells you to not be conformed, but daily renew your mind so that you know what is good and pleasing to him. But instead, here we are, all wanting to fit in this box of normal, following what these people who are giving these earthly titles, because they're given an earthly title, following what they tell you to do, knowing that they poison you, knowing that they lie to you. You're still doing what they tell you to do because you're a guinea pig. And you're a brainwashed guinea pig that's chemical balance is so thrown off, you can't even go a couple of days without sugar. You can't go a couple of days without your coffee, without feeling like a fiend. You can't wake up in the AM and not drink coffee as soon as you wake up and throw off your gut balance, because that's what it's doing. If you drink coffee within the first 30 minutes of you waking up, and you jump up out of bed and think that you have to go get some coffee, and you're running back and forth to the bathroom, it's because your gut is off. It's because you've thrown your gut off because the first thing you gave it was coffee. And majority of coffee is heavily sprayed with pesticides. It's time for you to realize that you are the guinea pig. You are the guinea pig. And if you don't believe me, there are plenty of evidence out there to prove. Look at the people that were sitting there using Roundup for years on end. Where are they now? Where are they now? How much did the company that owns Roundup have to pay out? How much? Wasn't it billions? It was billions. Billions of dollars because they poisoned people with Roundup. And guess what? The company to this day is still functioning and running, and literally produces majority of your what is it called? Your prescriptions. That's what it is. Your pharmaceuticals, as well as over 90% of the cotton industry. Those are the same people. It's the same company. But you don't know because you literally don't educate yourself or get any type of information on these things because you're too busy watching the news and getting fed what they want you to know and being fed the programming instead of questioning. Instead of starting to look at the labels that you are eating and looking up the ingredients, looking at what they're telling you is this new product that you need to try, that you have to try, you getting the hokey pokey as soon as they tell you to get it because it's some way for you to be able to go back to normal. But now here they are, and this is from the CDC website, talking about how even after we open back up and everything has gone back to normal and they ended the pandemic in 2023, that now all of a sudden, somehow, chronic illness is ramped up more than it's ever been. I think it's gone over 12%, and that's the fastest rate that it's ever been, as well as the fact is mental illness is the highest that it's been. Both of them have gone up over 10%. That's unrelated, right? I don't think so. Make the connections. I'm a connector, and I'm gonna make them connections. If you can't, I will make them for you, and I will bring them to your face and and shine some light on it, because it's not fair. It's not fair, and I know life isn't fair, but it's not fair that we're passing down the terrible habits and poisoning the future generations, all because we want to sit here and eat some Lay's potato chips, all because we want to eat our Oreos, all because we really want some goldfish, all because you really love cheese. You can love cheese, you can love Oreos, but you don't have to eat those brands. You don't have to eat inflammatory dairy. You don't have to eat the products and things that have additives, fillers, and all these different toxins in them. Because as soon as you stop buying them, us all collectively, let's say we actually did boycott Kellogg's like they were talking about doing. If we really would have done it, and I mean all Kellogg's, for how much, the whole umbrella, because I think they're owned by Pepsi, the whole umbrella, if we really, really were to break it down and stopped, do you think that would change? Because I know a company that's making billions of dollars a year isn't going to go, oh, they caught on, let's just quit by now, we made billions of dollars. No. What are they going to do? They're going to start revamping. They're going to start new marketing. They're going to start realizing the fact that, oh, they don't want to be poisoned. They don't want to have to take all these prescriptions. They realize and know how to read their labels. They might try to find another loophole to lie on you in the ingredients, but in order for them to reestablish the trust, what are they going to do? They're going to switch. They're going to be like, you know what? Now we're going to start making non-toxic foods. We're going to start making sure that we have no toxic equipment in our factories and all these different things, because they realize, well, once you realize that you deserve better, they realize that, oh, they aren't just a consumer or dollar sign. They're a person. Maybe they do deserve real whole food. But you have to realize that first. You have to shift into that life first. You have to, for yourself, want that first. Nobody else can save you until you save yourself. Nobody else is going to care for your health until you care for your own health first. This little braid is making me mad. But it all starts with you making the change and making the shift. If you can't make the change, if you can't make the shift, nobody else is going to change for you. If you can't prioritize your own health, nobody else can do that. Nobody else can help you in healing and being healthy until you want to heal, until you want to be healthy, and then you take that action. If you believe it's never going to change, if you believe all food is poison and you can just eat whatever, because at the end of the day, we're all going to unalive anyway, that's what your actions are going to inhibit. That's what your actions are going to show. But if you believe that you deserve healing, and you believe that your lifestyle that you currently live is not the way to go because you don't want to develop diseases, you don't want to have cancer, you don't want to be sitting here chronically ill all of the rest of your life, if you don't want to be running back and forth to the doctor because that's the last place you want to be with the way society is going, you'll change. And you'll seek the education that you need, whether it's you educating yourself through doing research like I have since 2020, or you'll educate yourself and realize the fact that it's not that difficult to find someone that can accelerate the process for you without having to do all the stumbling blocks and to start from scratch, basically. Because I started from scratch, and it wasn't impossible, because here I am almost 4 years into the life. But it was difficult when the stumbling blocks came, when I realized like how toxic our habits truly were, and not knowing how to read my labels. But once I started to shift and got into the lifestyle completely, full-fledged, knowing how to read my labels, full-fledged, knowing how to cleanse and release, knowing how to support my body without prescriptions and medications, and getting off of that and getting away from diet culture, stop calorie counting and stop doing all those different things, my health shifted for the better. I stopped doing everything society deems as normal and started to do different things that people were asking, what is that? What are you doing? What are you eating? And then guess what? My health shifted too. So, with that being said, I'm off my soapbox. I am going to hop off of here, but I'm going to take questions for the next couple of minutes. I hope this live has truly supported you, and If you have any questions, drop them down. Or if you have any specific questions that you don't want to ask necessarily in front of everybody that is here currently right now, you can always DM me. All my social medias are open. Follow me on all my other social medias if they take TikTok down. Just to make sure that you have your bases covered. If you're not on my email list, you need to get on my email list, because not only will you know when I go live, but you'll also be aware of different tips and all these strategies that I have that I give for free on my email list and more. I give you so much on there. Like literally the first half of the year, I was sending out free plant-based meals to everybody that was on my email list. And so like, I'm sorry if you've missed that, because I'm no longer doing that anymore. I am coming out with a cookbook very, very soon. I'm very excited about, but I just want you to understand that, like, I'm not here for a money grab. I'm here for the people that are ready for a change, and they need support, and they need accountability, and they need help. If you are in the space where you're doubting, I don't want you to sit here and doubt the process and try to work with me. I want you to be full-fledged ready to heal and ready for support, because you can literally look at my whole TikTok and you can see, I think it's pinned, the first one, you can see the transformation of what my body did. You can see how the change really truly supported me. And if you still have any doubts, then it's time for you to sit and you to contemplate and ask, why am I doubting healing when no doctor has ever told me that I can heal? Why am I doubting somebody that is actually giving me factual information that is trying to help support me rather than just manage something inside of my body? Is it because you believe those titles are truly higher than the actual healing that you can have? Because doctors aren't taught to help you heal. Doctors aren't taught natural methods. They're taught prescriptions. They're taught how to bill you. They're taught how to get their bang for the buck. They spent all of that money going to medical school. They're going to get their money back. Like, they're going to get their money back. Like, that's what they're worried about. And every single time, because if you didn't know this during 2020, every single time that they diagnosed with somebody with the issue that we were having during that pandemic, they got paid. Same thing when you decided you want to get your hokey pokey. They got paid. Every patient that they admitted to the hospital, they got paid for that. Extra. More than what they did for your treatment. Sorry, this eyelash is bothering me. More than what they did for the treatment, they got paid. And so once you realize the fact that it's a $1 billion industry that is profiting off of you being a consumer and a dollar sign, a guinea pig, rather than you actually being treated like a person and cared for, you'll shift. So if you have any questions, drop them down. I'm going to get off, and I'm going to give you 1 more minute to ask me any questions. And if you are not subscribed to me on YouTube, go subscribe to my YouTube. I post all of my past lives on YouTube if you have missed them. I have 2 playlists that I absolutely love. My Purge the Poison playlist, which is going to help you purge poison from your life, because I can guarantee you I can point out so many different poisons in your home. As well as it also has the plant-based mastery playlist, which is going to help you get into a plant-based lifestyle. If you were not ready to invest money-wise in your health, invest your time into just looking at all the free content that I have that will support you in getting ready to use food as your medicine. Because it's possible. It's easy. It's a matter of what you're going to do and take the action. So check that out if you have not. And if you're watching this later on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to this video. I guess I'm going to hop off because I'm not seeing any questions. But like I said, my DMs are always open if you want to drop me a DM. I said drop me a DM. I'm so used to saying drop a comment. But if you have a specific question, I'm not on live, or you have something that you just don't want to share with the crowd, you can DM me. I will help you with whatever that you need if I can help you. And if I have anything to refer you to, then I'll refer you to that. But I hope that you have an amazing, amazing rest of your day. I don't know if I'm going to. I think I'm going to go out and, I don't know if the sun is out, but it's been very gloomy. So I think I need to get out of the house for a little bit, open the window at least. But I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their day. And I will see you guys later. If you're not on my email list, you need to get on so you'll know when I am going live. And so if you don't have your TikTok notifications on, then you'll know. But I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day.